Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to A Little Bit of Everything with author Chris McIntyre, Lady Mac XO. First of all, curly girls. I'm going to make a mess of my hair, but it's a mess anyway. If anybody starts watching this and y'all got curly hair, can you help? I don't know how much I'm messing with the mic right now, but I need you guys to know something. I washed my hair last night and I did one of a million tutorials that I've followed in my life to try. This is why my hair is always braided or it's curled from being braided. Okay, I did a nice hair curly girl treatment. I put all the stuff in it. I put it in the silk bonnet. And I wake up this morning and the silk bonnet is gone. As always, I've tried dozens. I always have to find them from the depths of my bed somewhere. And then it's all matted and naughty and gross looking. And then I have to try to redo it this morning. So this is not about curly hair. This is about books. But ladies or men, if you have a nice curly hair treatment, what are you doing? I'm gonna... And the bangs are a mess today, but I don't care. We're dealing. You should have seen them when I woke up and the silk bonnet was gone. Okay. So I'd love to know what you do. And in the meantime, by the next video, that's why it's always in a braid. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but this was not what I was expecting when I woke up this morning and thought the bonnet too, by last night's trial and error, I had the bonnet with like 2 different hair tie wraps around it. And anyway, this is what we're working with. I'm going to talk about books today, but also I have exciting news and sad news. Exciting news first. Just get it out. Let's go in on a high note, and then we'll go out on a low note, and then we'll come back to the high note of the books. Because I read some amazing books last month, and I'm all hopped on Mountain Dew right now. All right, let's focus. I have a amazing, trusted friend who is going to start editing some videos for me, and I'm so excited for that because that's going to allow me to make some fun and exciting changes to my channel. I don't really know what I'm going to expect from editing because all I really do is cut out some stuff, but I'm hoping that maybe they will be able to help, I don't know, bring some sound or some excitement or something to my videos. What would you like to see added to my videos? Second bad news is that one of my best videos was removed entirely from the platform. I didn't get a strike. I woke up this morning and I got the emails there. I'll just blur some stuff and put a little clip in right here. Cool. Yeah. So it's just gone. It's gone. And it was the one that was at 56K views, and it was real well done. It was only a video from last year. So if that was one of the ones you frequently came back to watch, I did not remove it. It wasn't me. Which leads me to feel that some others will probably also be removed because I only recently began to be able to monetize my channel, and a lot of these videos were from the past that, were never monetized when they blew up and did so well. And now they've probably just slipped through the cracks, and anyway, that is to say, I know I'm going to have to make some modifications to my content going forward, especially because my last reading barely got through as demonetized. Barely got through as demonetized. And I didn't expect it to be monetized, but wow. Yeah, so I am only going to no, I don't even think I'm going to read the next story that I just created. I think I'm going to share a fun overview of it, and it's a free story you guys will have to just go get from my my website. So anyway, all that's to say, that's what's going on. I got an editor coming up, but I have been really, really focused and sticking to my guns, and I've been super motivated. This year is incredible. I have so many amazing things happening, and yeah, I've been on schedule. So on my end, it shows that this will be my 94th YouTube video. That being said, I'm sure that's also including bunches that have been taken down and stuff that has been removed or whatever. I don't know how many you guys can see, but my assumption is that by the time I get to about 100 videos, there'll be some drastic changes with editing and, you know, my scheduling and stuff. Because I have a lot to share as I pivot with my business journey and life and all of that going forward. Reading and my writing will always be the center focus of what I do, just so everybody is aware. I am publishing my 12th book this year, so that isn't going to change. And neither are my short stories or a lot of my adult educational awareness stuff. There will just be a lot more of that and a lot of related stuff as I pivot and gain some more education in these certifications that I'm doing and change my business. So all that's to say, I'm going to put a little note in the beginning that if you're here for books, skip to the 7 minutes of me rambling. Sorry, I don't know why I am the way I am, but I am the way I am, and I don't really apologize for that because I love who I am. I'm a talker. I read 4 incredible books this month, and I have nothing but praise for them, and I cannot wait to share what they're about with you guys. I also included one book that I got about 70 pages into and absolutely had to DNF, did not finish. But I do want to talk about it a little bit because I don't want to sound like I didn't like where it probably was going. And I have read other books by the author and I enjoy them. She's also she did start as a Wattpad indie author, and I have praise for her other books. I have talked about them before. So I did include it because I want to talk about why I didn't like it and what other books I love by her, because I think there should be some balance there. Not that nobody has to like every book, and you don't have to think that if you don't like a certain book or whatever that you need to love some. This is just me, okay, as an author So anyway, so here's all the books. I am going to share some of the lesser rated ones and then move into the darker ones as we go, obviously. But they are all so good. And a couple of them accidentally both are related to like lore and mythology and folklore, and okay. All right, we're going to get into it. We are going to get into it. I guess we'll start with A Haunting in the Arctic by C.J. Cook. And wow, yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into when I read this book. And I thought I kind of knew what the twist was. And even though I was kind of right, it doesn't matter. So we're going to talk about this book. And yeah, I held that up a little longer so that I could check my mic. It's fine. This book starts, I won't give any spoilers, but I want to give an overview of what it's about so you'll read it. This book starts off in the head of the main character, and they are they're like solo backpacking through part of I feel like Sweden. Let me triple check this. To Iceland. Sorry, I was thinking like super northern Sweden, but yes, they are backpacking through super remote Iceland in this timeline, 2023, or like close to where we are now, 2024, in our time. And they are going to document using like social media and TikTok and stuff, the removal of a shipwreck that crashed there sometime in the early 1900s. It was a whaling ship from Scotland, and it has a lot of folklore revolving around like, okay, so what can I read to you from here? It is very chilling. I'm going to read just a little bit of the intro here because I'm scared to give away too many spoilers, but also I really want to tell you guys what this book is about. So in 1901, on board the Ormond, a whaling ship battling through the unforgiving northern sea, a woman awakes, attacked and dragged there against her will. It's just her and the crew, and they're all owed something only she can give them. So there is a little bit of a trigger warning, I guess, to this book, but I wouldn't say it goes into. This is not like a dark romance book or anything. Like this is an incredible read. It is so well done. 1973, decades later, when the ship is found still drifting across the ocean, it's deserted. Just one body is left on board. His face and feet mutilated. His cabin locked from the inside. Everyone else has vanished. And then in our time, 2023 or 2024, I can't remember exactly what year it is. It's very recent though. Now, as an urban explorer, Dominique travels into the near permanent darkness of northernmost tip of Iceland to the final resting place of the Ormond's wreck. She's determined to uncover the ship's secrets, but she's not alone. Something is here with her, and it is seeking revenge. And it has some Selkie folklore, some Scottish, a lot of Scottish lore. It has some real life history of like whaling ships and stuff too, leaving Scotland. It's a fascinating read. And while, like I said, I was kind of sure where the twist was going, it was just so well done. And I'll probably read it again, knowing what I know what the twist is. So, A Haunting in the Arctic, C.J. Cook, 5 stars. I highly recommend it. Another book that has a lot to do with like folklore and like mythology, but it has to do with horses and it has to do with like women and witches a little bit, and it's very fascinating. But I would also check the trigger warnings. I don't know if it has any, but I would read a little into it if you're on the fence, because it does have it does talk about pregnancy and there's a little bit of mention of gore. But anyway, it's called The Unmothers by Leslie Anderson. So well done. So well done. It follows a female reporter suffering from a lot of trauma of her own, and she's sent to this very remote, like country town, because there was like made news headlines that a horse gave birth to a baby. And it's just the young dad, you know, in the photo holding his baby in front of the horse. And everyone thinks it's just some crazy hoax. So they send this reporter, because she needs time to heal, they send her away to this little remote village to interview what really happened. And let me tell you, what really happened is a wild story, and it is so well done. And it was just so unique in horror and in folklore and everything. I loved it. I loved The Unmothers. I would highly recommend reading this. 5 stars. Thought it was so well done. I'm going to quickly talk about the book I did not finish and talk about why. And then I'm going to talk about 2 books that definitely fall on the R-rated side, but I won't talk about anything like that so that I can keep this video up. I got to make up the 56K views I lost somehow from that video that got taken down. Not that I expect any of these videos to go to 56K, but you know, whatever. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. So anyway, this is The Twin, and it is by Natasha Pearson. And I am absolutely checking my mic again. Sorry, I'll cut that out. I thought it was off for a minute and I panicked. I have read other books by her and I loved them. And she did start as a Wattpad indie author. I don't know where that does a New York Times bestseller now, so I'm sure my opinion does not make or break her books. And it shouldn't. The only thing I didn't like about this book, and the reason I did not finish it, is because I have so much grief in my life. I've survived so much trauma, and so many people have passed away. And the way the main character deals with their grief, while also every single page whining about how everyone else is not handling grief. No one in this book is grieving the way they should if a mom died regardless. It's just very whiny. It just came across as every page was so whiny about nobody's handling, like, and it just became very repetitive. And as a survivor of losing a partner, losing so many people that are close to me, best friends, I've lost a lot of people in my life. I've dealt with a lot of grief, have a lot to share in that respect. I couldn't get through this. I couldn't get through this. I couldn't get through the therapy sessions. I couldn't get through any of it. Just because of my own experience with grief. I didn't like it. I just felt like it was just not well wrote from the point of view that all of the characters are supposed to be grieving the death of the mom, 2 twins and the past father. So that was my opinion. I love some of her other work. I have a review on The Cabin. I thought it was great. I really want to read, I think it's The Basement or The Cellar. So I love her work. I just didn't like that. It triggered me from somebody who has actually dealt with a lot of grief. That's all. That's why I put it in here, because I think I posted somewhere on TikTok or something that I had started reading it and then I didn't like it. And just as another indie author, I love her. It wasn't like, it just the concept I didn't like. Go read her stuff. Natasha Pearson is a great author. Is that her? Is it Preston? Yeah, Natasha Preston. I've only read a few of your stuff. I apologize. Like I'm talking to her personally. I'm talking to like the 6 people that watch these videos all the way through. I'm over here like, guys, I gotta make up my 56K views with a book review video that only gets 12 watches. Okay. Captured by, I guess we went really dark really quick. I was supposed to do this last, but we're 17 minutes into the video, so I'm allowed to talk about these things. Captured by Lauren Beale is definitely a check the trigger warnings. It is like girl gets kidnapped and falls in love with her kidnapper, Stockholm syndrome, really foul stuff happens to them while they are kidnapped. It has the infamous mayo bottle. That's not mayo. It wasn't I'm really perverted, guys, because it wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to be, but it was still dark. But I'm on the hunt for like the darkest of the dark, and I'll get there. But this was still very good. It had a lot. If you like dark, this is for you. You should read Captured by Lauren Beale. And that's the storyline that I'm going to tell you, is that girl gets captured. And Stockholm syndrome falls in love with her kidnapper. Spoiler alert. I'm actually glad I accidentally left this last, because I was going to do this one before I did Captured. But Pen Pal, the twist in Pen Pal was wild. And I know it's not for everybody. It's kind of like hit or miss. Most people really loved like this far into the book, and then you either loved the twist or you didn't love the twist. But let me tell you, it is a twist. Because I'm this far in, and I'm like, why is it called Pen Pal? So the twist. It follows, I don't know, maybe I'll read the back of this one too, because I don't want to say anything that would be a spoiler alert, but it basically follows a widow and her new love affair with a man and her life. I'll wait forever if I have to. The first letter arrived the day my husband was buried. It was postmarked from the state penitentiary, and it contained a single sentence. It was signed by Dante, a man I didn't know. Out of simple curiosity, I wrote back to ask him what exactly he was waiting for. His reply? You. I told the mystery man he had the wrong woman. He said he didn't. I said we'd never met, but he said I was all wrong. We went back and forth, exchanging letters every week that grew increasingly more intimate. See, I go into a lot of books blind. I didn't read the back of this. And this is like this. If I had read this and then I was reading it, I would have even been more confused. This is such a good book, though. The one day the letter stopped. When I found out why, it was already too late. Dante was on my doorstep, and nothing on earth could have prepared me for what happened next. Yeah, this was a wild ride of a twisted read. It was super popular last year. I'm slow. I don't care. I'm so glad I read it. Highly recommend this if you like dark romance. It is not super, like, I've read a lot, like, as far as trigger warnings go, but the storyline, mwah. And it was well done. Like, not that the trigger warnings weren't like, I guess my spicy, like, what's dark meter, because I'm pretty messed up, is, like, really off the charts. So please do not take my, like, oh, I didn't find it that dark to heart, because there are people who read these and they have to put them down. But that being said, phenomenal read, pen pal, loved it, 5 stars. So there you go. 4 incredible reads, one that I DNF'd, but I really enjoyed her other stuff. Curly Girls, help me tame this mess. I have an editor. I can't wait to see what happens with some of my videos coming soon. I'm really grateful that you all are here. As always, thank you for watching. Please share with me in the comments what you're reading. If you have recommendations for me, I'll get to them. I have an extensive to-be read list, but I'm always adding more. And I have some pretty powerful reads I'm working on for February. I'm working my way through a pretty heavy Indigenous read about residential schools that I think is important to share. I have read some pretty powerful self-help books, and I can't wait to tell you guys what I'm doing with my business. That's going to be awesome. Plus my next couple of videos that I'm putting out that were around the Air Pulse toy are going to have to be heavily censored. But I put together a really raunchy story, and I think you guys are going to love it, and it will be free here as a blog. So you don't even have to sign up. You can just go read along or read it while I tell you the outline. So thank you guys for being here. Much love. Author Chris McIntyre, Lady Mac out. Go grab my stuff, like, subscribe, all the things. I'm desperate. I love you. Thanks. Bye.